defend it. I don't know. So fuck it. Want to see more of the game? Let's use a password. Ugh. Oh, God. Ugh, why is it so slow? Why is it so ass? Alright, so not to name all the stages, but you got Las Vegas, Moscow, New York City, Paris, and the mothership. All I can say is they all suck, and it's all just the same.
The worst thing about this is that it makes me feel really guilty to be playing it. Like, I should be doing something better with my time. Like rolling dog turds in cement. Like, I gotta get away from this game. I gotta get out of this room. I gotta go out somewhere and do something wild. Like get a tattoo on my face of a goat holding up a baby snorting cocaine off its penis.
You know, I've played a lot of shit in my day, but this game is fuck. The lack of music, the droning effect it has, it reminds me of something very similar. Something from the past. Top Gun on the NES. While I hated it and it drove me insane, I would rather play this than Independence Day. In fact, just thinking about it is like a breath of fresh air. Makes me feel like a shitty log coming out of a buffalo's ass and landing in a bowl of M&Ms. This was a game based off a crappy 80s movie. But here, we got a game based off a crappy 90s movie. Top Gun may be a piece of shit, but at least has a nostalgia factor to it. It's a piece of shit I might have some affection for. Video games have come a long way, and this one happens to be middle of the road. PlayStation, a lot of people feel, was the last of the classic game consoles. Personally, I think it was all over after Super Nintendo.
Now, as always, I don't care if you agree with my opinions on games, but what I do care, you enjoy the video, you have a great 4th of July, drink some beers, but be safe, and most important, celebrate your independence, not to play shitty fucking games.
Alright, so there were a lot of Simpsons-related games. Simpsons games up the ass. Games like Krusty's Funhouse, Bart vs. the Juggernauts, Bart's Nightmare. There were Simpsons games on just about every game console. But there's two in particular that I remember from the Nintendo Entertainment System. Bart vs. the Space Mutants and Bart vs. the World. These games rank up with the most classic pop culture memories. But if you play them today, all it does is remind you how much they pissed you off.
Bringing back the horrible memories of these games can best be described like this. Imagine if you trapped a wet, smelly piece of dog shit inside an airtight container. Then, like 20 years later, you open that shit up, you take a good smell, and there you go. Welcome back.
So this is Bart vs. the Space Mutants. The plot involves aliens that are trying to build an ultimate weapon to take over the world, which sounds simple and cliche. However, in order to build this weapon, whatever it is, it requires one ingredient: purple-colored objects. What kind of time constraint were they under when they came up with that? So it's up to Bart to save the world, and this is the first level, and the object is to get rid of anything that's purple. Under most circumstances, this means simply spray painting them red, but other times you have to be a little more creative to figure it out. It can mean walking across a clothesline, dropping towels over them. The aliens will never think to look under those towels. Then there's the part where you have to jump on a ball and knock over a paint can, and if you miss this paint can, the ball doesn't come back. You don't get a second chance. And keep in mind, you have to de-purplize all the purple objects. I think you're allowed to miss a few of them, but there's not much room to fuck up. You collect coins as you go, which you're going to need to buy stuff with.